Bridge of Spies is the latest film from director Steven Spielberg. Based on true events, it stars Tom Hanks as American insurance lawyer James Donovan, who is tasked with tense negotiations with both Soviet Russia and East Germany in the midst of the Cold War. The film was written by the Coen brothers, whose credits include the critically acclaimed films Fargo, The Big Lebowski, and No Country for Old Men, among others. I'm a fan of Spielberg's work as well as that of the Coen brothers, so I was excited to see this movie, and I'm happy to say it definitely delivered on what I wanted to see. Now, this movie was similar to Spielberg's more historically oriented movies like Munich and Lincoln, and it's less showy and it's more story driven. Fans of Spielberg style action, like in the Indiana Jones movies, will be disappointed to know there's only one brief action sequence. However, it is very tense and well executed. Both the screenplay by Matt Charman and Joel and Ethan Cohen and the cinematography by Janusz Kaminski managed to tell the film's convoluted storyline in a manner that would be understandable to the average cinemagoer, without spoon-feeding the information to the audience. The plot begins with Hanks being tasked with defending Mark Rylance's character, Rudolph Abel, but quickly spirals into a prisoner exchange of the American pilot with Russia and a young student in East Germany. The plot is convoluted, but never gets too confusing for the audience to lose track of what's going on and become disinterested. Now, the acting from Tom Hanks is fantastic, as is expected, but it's Mark Rylance who steals the show. He plays his character as the Russian agent in an emotional way that makes the audience sympathize with him greatly. At first, you wouldn't think this would be the typical kind of movie for Spielberg to direct, since he usually does more adventurous movies like Indiana Jones or Jurassic Park. But after watching for a short while, you can see Spielberg's style of filmmaking in just the way the camera moves around a room or the placement of the actors in a scene. Here, Spielberg shows that he has perfected the art of filmmaking and has crafted his own unique style, so you can definitely tell when he's behind the camera. Now, though it doesn't have quite the characteristic quirkiness of a typical Coen Brothers script, the film is also very well written. Even in the slow-paced, dramatic, tension-filled movie like this one, it managed to have quite a bit of humor added to provide levity to the situations. It was incorporated well and never disrupted the more serious tone the rest of the movie carried. Another interesting thing was the score by Thomas Newman. Now, this would be one of the first Spielberg movies not to be accompanied by a John Williams score, while it does what it's supposed to in the film, it's really not the most memorable. If I were to have any other complaints against the movie, it'd be the disjointed editing and offbeat pacing in some parts. The film intercuts its different subplots in a sort of jumbled manner that doesn't always make sense why the images shown on screen are happening when they are. The pacing is also a little odd, ranging from deliberately slow to unexpectedly fast, and it can feel a bit jarring at times. All in all, Bridge of Spies was another great film by Steven Spielberg. While it had a few flaws, the positives of the movie definitely outweigh the negatives, so I'm definitely giving Bridge of Spies 4.5 out of 5 stars.